I have to say that I do believe that there will be some impact of the ceasefire deal on the United States and on campuses around the country. But it's very important to know that while it could be that anti-Semitism, that incidents might recede a little bit because the Gaza war is no longer front and center, anti-Semitism is a symptom of a greater disease. And the disease is an attack on Western values that is taking place all throughout college campuses and all throughout America. And we need to be vigilant to fight against the battle, the real battle for the soul of the country.
So what more can be done then? Many argue that some of these anti-Israel, anti-Semitic voices, they are the vocal minority. So now that there is a ceasefire, will some of the more moderate voices actually stand up for Israel without as much fear of backlash? If not, what more can be done, Rabbi?
Well, I would say that's certainly what we're going to do at Yeshiva University, the flagship Jewish university in the United States of America. We stand for Israel, and we educate our students to be out and loud about it. And we are at the forefront of the pro-Israel community, advocating for Israel, lobbying in Washington, and educating the next generation to stand for the values which America was built on and which Israel is built on. So I think everyone in the pro-Israel community now has to be vigilant in keeping to get out our message of positivity, of hope, and the promise of what Israel means to the world.
I think this is such a beautiful message, Rabbi Berman, but I want to ask also some of the pro-Palestinian protesters who have been demanding this ceasefire. Some of them, they're still protesting in the streets, still continuing to chant from the river to the sea. Despite this truce that's in effect, it shows that it was never truly about the ceasefire in Gaza, but from the river to the sea, exactly where Israel is. And so is there anything that some of these countries should be doing as these protests continue to happen, since the messaging is the same, even though the situation is entirely different?
I think that's an excellent point, Nicole, and it really will allow some clarification of what anti-Zionists are really about. They've masked a lot of their language as a protest against the war in Gaza. Now that the war in Gaza, hopefully, it's a lot left to go, but hopefully has receded from the public agenda, it's exposing their hatred against Israel and against Western values. And we need to be out there right now explaining what it means to be pro-Israel, what the values of Israel, and how Israel's a blessing and the Jewish people are a blessing, not just to America, but to the world. That's exactly what needs to happen right now.
And Rabbi Berman, you say how you're here during this historic time, how you felt the change being here in Israel. And Yeshiva University has been committed to helping even some of the family members of these released hostages. Now that 20 living hostages are back in Israel, how will Yeshiva University continue with this commitment to support some of these family members?
It's exactly right, Nicole. From October 7th, every single day, every moment of the day, the hostages have been at the forefront of our minds and on our agenda, in our prayers, in our advocacy, and our work. Our students, our faculty, our rabbis, we've been committed to making sure that returning the hostages is at the forefront of the American agenda and the world agenda. And I can tell you very personally that I've seen this up close with President Trump. I was the rabbi who was selected by President Trump to speak at his inauguration. And at the inauguration, I knew that I was going to pray for the hostages. There was no question about it. And when I got to that point and I said, hear the cry of the hostages, I broke protocol a little bit and I turned to the president after I said the words, whose pain our president so clearly feels. And while everyone was looking down in prayer, the president was looking right at me. And our eyes locked, and he gave me the facial recognition that he's got this, that he is committed to ensuring the hostages are brought back to Israel. And I can tell you it wasn't just from day one, but it was from moment one. I was the first person to speak after the president at his inauguration. From moment one, that commitment was there, and President Trump delivered.